Hello everybody. Today I'll be sharing with you my Bible plan on the 12th of May. First one is titled A Call to Create by C.S. Lewis. Quote, "No philosophical theory which I have yet come across is a radical improvement on the words of Genesis, that in the beginning God made heaven and earth." End quote, by C.S. Lewis. To call a human being creative is redundant. We are all made in the image of the Creator God. Lewis committed his life to Jesus Christ at the age of 32. Lewis once wrote, "The question is not whether we should bring God into our work or not. We certainly should and must. The question is whether we should A. Bring Him in the dedication of our work to Him. In the integrity, diligence, and humility with which we do it, or B. Make His professed and explicit service our job." So I guess if I were to break this down in my own way, it would be A. To put God in the center of our lives during our jobs, or B. To become a priest. Yeah. Quote, "So we are to use our different gifts in accordance with the grace God has given us. It's our gift is to speak God's message. We should do it according to the faith we have." End quote. Romans chapter 12, verse 6. So under the Talk It Over section at the end of each Bible plan, I wrote, "God is prompting me to ponder on how I should use the gifts He has given me to serve Him." Cool. Okay, next Bible plan is Taking the Long Look. In an address to the 1984 US Olympic team, President Ronald Reagan commented, "You, above all people, know that it is not just the will to win that counts, but the will to prepare to win." What did I write here? Whenever there's potential for great gain, there's usually the necessity for greater or equal sacrifice. Many are unaware that this applies to the spiritual realm as well. Jesus chose to communicate this truth in a parable. A parable is a short story. Two men decided to build houses. One decided to take the easy way. He built his house on a river bank, where the foundation would be easy to put on, and materials were readily available. The other man chose the difficult task of hauling all his building supplies to the top of a nearby mountain. Once there, it took him days to lay the foundation. Jesus makes it clear who these two men represent. The first represents the group of people who find the teachings of Christ too restrictive, too difficult to obey. The other man represents those who are willing to pay the price of obedience. They are the few who are willing to put into practice what Jesus taught. For a while, it looks as if the man on the mountain worked so hard for nothing. But then, the clouds began to gather, and soon the wind began to blow. Before long, both houses were battered by a great storm. It was then that the man on the mountain began to fully enjoy the benefits of his hard labor. At the same time, his friend down below was thinking, "If only I had ... But it was too late. For many, freedom from sin involves pausing long enough to take a long look. What is it about Christ's teachings that you find too difficult to practice? No doubt, you have the will to endure the storms of life. But willpower isn't enough. Jesus was clear. Obedience now ensures endurance and freedom later. Reflection. God wants me to fight temptation and sin just like the man who chose to build his house on a rock. This is so that when challenges come my way, the wind, it won't matter as my foundation is a solid one. Yeah, I really like this short story. I think it's quite meaningful, you know. I think what we want in life usually doesn't come to us easy, because the harder we work for something, the more lasting that becomes, right? And whatever comes easy goes easy as well. So yeah, this parable means a lot to me, as in I took away a great deal from it, so I hope you did too. Peace.